Let's talk about Wrexham real quick. They get a W against the Wolves under 21 team. What tournament is this?
This is the Football League Trophy. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Paul Mullen scored into it. It's kind of fun if you ever watch the highlight of it. He scored a pretty beautiful goal. He kind of volleyed it over the defender and also volleyed over the goalie and just kind of slapped it on in there. But no emotions, just kind of walked away, right? And there was a lot of comments of, wow, he's not happy about scoring that beautiful goal. And they go, it's the under 21 team. Like if you were
Yeah.
boasting against the under 21 team, we're going to have some talks after the game. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was the only game. There was a league match that was set this past Saturday, but it got postponed because Lincoln City has more than 3 players on international duty right now. So when you have more than 3 players, you can request for a postponement,
Mhm.
which they approved for them. People were asking, is that a common thing that happens in this league? Typically, no. It happens more or less in the higher leagues, your Premier and Championship. But what happens with those is that they postpone the whole entire week for international duty.
Yeah.
Um,
They build in breaks. MLS does that. NWSL does that as well.
yeah.
Uh,
So, but in lower leagues like League One and League Two, they you could just request for a postponement, and 9 out of 10 times you're probably getting approved for it as long as you have more than 3 players that are not on your team. So
yeah.
they will
Especially if
face
they're
a yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying, especially if they're key contributors, which if you're playing for your own national team, probably are a key contributor.
Yeah, agreed. Their next match will be against Rotherham on Saturday. This coming up Saturday. Their next big cup match will be against Harrogate Town in the FA Cup. In the first FA Cup round in on November 2nd. Last season, they both finished in draws 2-2 and 0-0. So currently, because we didn't have a match this week, their standings are still 6-2-2, 20 points, second place in the EFL behind Tom Brady's team. So that is what it is, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Now let's move on to Bay FC. Unfortunately, they took the loss 1-0 versus the Kansas City Currents. That happened on Saturday. Temwa Chawinga, she scored the lone goal, which also was the NWSL single season record setting goal of 19 for the season. The old record was Sam Kerr with 18 goals. And Sam Kerr currently plays for Chelsea in England. So
So she's pretty good.
quality player. She's all right. She could be all right one day. Yeah. So they dropped that game. They dropped the last 2 games. 9 wins, 1 draw, 14 losses, 28 points. They're currently holding the last playoff spot. Upcoming this week on Saturday versus North Carolina Courage. That's a 7 p.m. game. And you're going to have boots on the ground. Vince Gabrielson going to be there as well. So I'll be able
Nice.
to report back in person. North Carolina's already clinched a playoff spot and they're locked into the 5 seed. They can't go down. They can't fall down to 6. They can't go up to 4. So I'm hoping that North Carolina kind of takes the opportunity to get some of their other players on the bench some playing time against that game. That'd be nice. Make it a little bit easier for Bay FC. I'd appreciate that. If you could, please and thank you. Um, One more note about Bay FC. Abby Dahlkemper for the second straight month has been named to the best 11. So she was barely on the team, but made the best 11 last month, and then for September she made it again. So congrats to Abby Dahlkemper. And when I go to the game, I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on the jerseys, on the Abby Dahlkemper jersey. I think I might end up walking away with one. We'll see though.
Nice.
To be determined. Got to see what the bank account says first. But